answer discussion questions about the lecture material. So those are just some ideas, and that just kind of gives you an overall how I formatted it, what we actually do in class, and the activities. I'd like to show you some pictures. This is MTSU Island. So that you kind of get more of an idea of what this looks like. So at the beginning, they have a tutorial to look at and do activities. So they come to the lab. We actually meet on campus for this time. And also I will make note that the class I do is a hybrid. We do have some class meetings on campus and some in Second Life. So at this point, I don't have a pure 100% virtual class yet. In time, it may actually happen. Each year, I try to challenge myself and add a little something extra. So, with Dr. Sequoia, this is very exciting because my next challenge for myself is we are working together on an international business course with another colleague, partnering with a university in Hungary. And I'm taking this down to the international level. How do we divide some groups up between some American students, some Hungarian students, to create some activities, projects for them to work on collaboratively. So that's the next challenge. Perhaps after that will be 100% virtual class. I don't know, just kind of taking it a step at a time. So at first though, tutorial. And I'd be glad to provide this to anybody who's interested, the tutorial that I use. And bear in mind that I teach an evening graduate course, which is primarily non-traditional students. Managers, project managers, IT professionals, and this is what they did to the island. And I'm sorry, Brenda, last time I didn't have them pick up after themselves. In the tutorial, specify you must pick up your prims when you're done, because they get very creative. This is what adult project managers, IT professionals do when turned loose. I've even had some of them come up to me and say, wow, we turn back into children. We are good. You have an hour and a half to be a child and you need to get over it after that. So you better enjoy being a child. So this was on Halloween, so they put some pumpkins and stuff up. They built a forest in 2010. They put trees all over the island. And then last year they turned it into an ocean reef. And you can see there's a shark back there. You can actually ride that shark. Oh yeah, there they are. This year's the first time I actually had non-humans in my class. This is a monkey right here. It had a robot and a raccoon. And it's interesting to see how they represent themselves in Second Life. Most of them, actually, you can pick up the identifying features and kind of pick out the students. They try to make them look like themselves most of the time, except for the monkey and well, I don't know, maybe that is. That would be another interesting research project, and need to collaborate with somebody in the psychology department on identity. Yeah, why are you a robot in Second Life? How do you see yourself? Or maybe do a personality profile as yourself, and then have your avatar, from the avatar's perspective, do a personality profile. Okay, so that was just kind of initially, I gave them about an hour and a half. They do need to clean up after themselves, but this is their time to learn and explore, learn how to walk, learn how to fly, learn how to communicate with each other. Here is, now we're down to work. This is one of a classroom I have on MTSU Island, and this was the group that was working on their collaborative project, their case study project. And you can see from here in the classroom, I'm talking with them, and right here is the prim where they have the Google documents. So you can see that within the environment now they can work on the Google document. That's called using a shared media prim, so that they don't have to now switch to another screen to use Google Docs. They can just use it from within the Second Life environment. So this was on one of those evenings where I dropped by and said hi to them. Virtual team research project and presentation. Oh, this was the first semester I tried this. This is my office at home. I have 3 screens going on there. But one of the good things about this is that on presentation night, it was sleeting, and it was cold, and it was nasty. And so I got my nice cup of coffee right here, stayed in my house, went upstairs, had my headphones on, and my students were able to give their presentations. No walking from the parking lot, fighting for a parking space. You can see there they are giving their presentation in the background, right there. And I would like to show you a little bit of a video, and I have it.
Do you have difficulty with lag? I mean, has lag time been a problem?
On with some students, yes, it has been. And again, that's been part of the risk mitigation strategies that we've come up with. Unfortunately, a few of my students have come on campus and used Second Life from campus. If they have dial-up at home or something to that extent, the slow response time has been the biggest challenge for students. So far though, I haven't had any complaints about doing that. They've been more than willing to find or even go over to a friend's house and use their computer. I've seen them do that. The slow response time has been the #1 challenge. Yeah, slow response. And as you can tell, today even having the internet access is the key. There are potential challenges with students having an older computer, and so their graphics card is not the most up-to-date. There is a workaround for that, though, because there is something called I believe it's called the Phoenix viewer. It's called the Phoenix viewer. Send me an email, I can send you a link to that, so that students who have an older graphics card can actually get into the Second Life environment. They can't use the shared media prem, so what that means is that they have to switch back and forth between a browser and Second Life than to use the Google Docs. Again, I've had a couple of students do that. They haven't complained about it. That has not been as big of an issue as the internet connection, though. I've only had 2 students that have not had a graphics card that supported it. Most students do actually have a computer that is current enough to handle the graphics. But there is a workaround to that. So really the internet connection has been
the internet connection and the just in terms of the graphics. Well, actually, that's what the Phoenix viewer will help resolve.
The Phoenix viewer, helps with that because it's a less intense graphic environment. So you're not going to have the quality. The one, for example, that I'm showing you right now on this laptop is a really good graphics card. So you see a lot more detail on it. The Phoenix viewer, the graphics aren't going to be as crisp, as clear, things like that. But it's functional.